Hello everyone. I just wanted to make a short video on partial product with 2 digits by 2 digits because I see that a couple students are struggling, well, more than a couple really, are struggling with this, and this happens every year. So I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick video. I did send home some resources that parents can do or tutors can do with the students just as additional help at home, but I'm going to go ahead and provide you with this video. So let me go ahead and share screen so you guys can see some problems. Here we have 3 problems, and they've already broken it into the boxes for us. And how we do this is by breaking the 16 into expanded form. So we take it by tens and by ones. So we'll do 10 and 6, and then at the top we have 10 and 9 to make the 19. And what they did for us is go ahead and multiply 10 times 10, and they got 100. Then they did 10 again by 9, and they got 90. That's how we get the green box. Then when we get the orange box, we do 10 times 6, and then we do the final box. 9 times 6 equals 54. Now, as the numbers get harder, it gets trickier for the students. So that's why it's so important to understand the basic facts, and then we just go ahead and add the zeros. So I'm going to go more into that with 2 and 3, and I'm going to try and go ahead and do some different numbers, maybe a little later on. So once we get all the partial products inside the box, we just have to go ahead and add them. So we might do that. We add it, we always work it out because the mental math can get confusing, and when we have to regroup, it's not the best thing. So we have 100. Oh geez, my numlock is on. There we go. 100. And we have to space this so it's in the right place. Plus 90 plus 60, and the last number would be 54. So when we add it, we would go ahead and add 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. That gives us a total of 4. Then we do 9 plus 6, which will give us 15, plus another 5 will give us 20. To regroup, we drop the 0 and carry the 2. Whoa. And 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the total for this one, our actual product, final product, would be 304. So that's how we would do it. So for this one, we would go ahead. I'm going to explain how we do the basic facts and add the zeros. So what we do first is we break apart our numbers. 18 can be broken apart into tens and ones, 2 10 and 8 ones. Then the 26 can be broken up into 2 tens, would be 20, and 6 ones. And we have that split up. So our box is already set up for us. We just have to go ahead and multiply each one. And that's where it gets a little confusing for the students because they have to understand that we have to multiply this times the top and 10 times the 6. And then we go ahead into the 8 and 8 times the 20 and 8 again times the 6. So they have to remember all 4 boxes and how we multiply them. Then we also have to remember the basic facts. So what we would do is for the basic facts would be 1 times 2, which would be 2, and we see 2 zeros, 1 from the 10 and 1 from the 20. So that gives us a total of 200. Now if I go here, 1 times 6 would be 6 and 1 0. So if you didn't know your 10 times table, it would just be like that. Now 8 times 20, this is where it comes in handy. 8 times 2 is 16. And then I just go ahead and drop 1 0 because I have a 20. Then it would be 8 times 6, and that's when I need to know my multiplication. So reflex math comes really in handy because it gets tougher and tougher like this. So you might be stuck on this and you might be counting with your fingers or using a different strategy, and then you might get lost and get the wrong number. And then that's when you will get the whole problem wrong because you counted wrong. So here it would be 48. And then you go ahead and add these. So it would be 200 plus 160 plus 60 plus 48. So if I go ahead and add, let me choose a different color. 8 plus 0 is 8. Let me just do it like this. And then 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus another 6 is 16. So I'm going to drop the 6. And I'm going to carry the 1. So the 1 goes to the top. That's why mental math is so important. You cannot do mental math with this. You have to work everything out on a sheet of paper. I know students want to use mental math. Do not use mental math. That's how you make silly mistakes, and silly mistakes will cost you the problem getting it wrong. So 1 plus 2 plus 1. Well, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So my total would be 468. So I would go ahead and write that on the line. 468 is my total. Let's go ahead and do this one, which is 27 times 39. Now they broke it down for us already. 27 is 2 tens and 7 ones, and 39 is 3 tens and 9 ones. So 3 times 2 would be 6. And I see 2 zeros because I have 1 from the 20 and 1 from the 30. So I'm going to add 2 zeros. 2 times 9, I'm doing my basic facts, is 18. And I only have 1 0 from the 20. Then I have 7 times 3, which is 21. And I need to add 1 0 from the 30. Then 7 times 9. Again, students need to be very familiar. I get that they have the strategies with the fingers and things like that, but this needs to be they need to be very fluent with multiplication in 4th grade. So 9 times 7 would be 63. And then we go ahead and add this. Again, not in our heads. Let me change the color so I know what I'm adding. 600, 180. Another problem with this is that sometimes the students don't line up the numbers when they'll write it like this, let's say, and then they'll be adding it wrong. So it's important that students are doing these little mistakes can cause a big mistake on a test and an assignment. It's just not building the fluency that we want in this. So 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 would be 3. And 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 8 would be 15. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1, 7, plus another 1, 8, plus 2 would be 10. 0. And there's no other number, so I just dropped the 1. So now this time I have something in the thousands. So when I go ahead and write it, 1053. So this is how we do it in class. This is how students should be practicing this right now. This is one of the ways that we are teaching multiplication in 4th grade. This would be called the area model because we have the box. Now in the box, now we use the box, and it kind of also highlights the, let me show you. It highlights the partial products. Now we don't like to teach the students this in class, like with the problem and start multiplying it like this, but we do teach them this is the partial products because it's part of the product. These are not the complete products. The 1053 would be the complete product. That's the final product, but these are pieces of it. So together, when we add them together, that's when we get the complete and final product. And then the last method would be the distributive, which would be the one in the parentheses, which we'll get onto after we pass this. But we've taught it to them, we've showed them in class that it would be the same thing as saying up here, 10 times 20. Make this a little bit smaller so it fits inside the box. So this is how we've also showed it to them. This is how we introduced it with the 10 times 20, and then they also have to write the answer inside that box. Now, as we're moving on, writing those might take a lot more time than we need to. And we're kind of expecting them to already get used to or be more familiar with how to understand the concept of it's 10 times 20 in this box and 10 times 6 in the next box. So we're kind of trying to navigate the 10 straight across and the 8 straight across, looking up. So this is how we do the area model. This is what students should be practicing in class. So I hope this video kind of helps families at home and kind of explaining this a little bit better. Hope it helps.